Hello, good morning. It's Wednesday the 23rd. I'm FX Plu, and it's a rather glorious morning this morning, but it's all kicking off in Ukraine, isn't it? As feared, Putin ordered personnel and armoured vehicles into the two regions to the east of Ukraine. He recognised these regions as independent states on Monday, so this advance was, of course, under the pretext of peacekeeping. One man's peacekeeping mission is another man's invasion, though, and several nations have indeed responded by announcing sanctions against Russia. The UK response was to freeze the UK assets of Russian banks and 3 billionaire oligarchs known to have close ties to Putin. Finger wags to those naughty Russian bears. We're going to stop you laundering your money through London. For a bit, anyway. Rightly so, these measures have been criticised as being too weak compared to other G7 nations, but Boris has defended them as the first of many measures that are under consideration. It does rather look like he's trying to ensure that the London laundromat remains open for business once all this invasion inconvenience is ironed out, though. But you didn't hear that from me. David Ramsden's been on. He's the Deputy Governor of the Bank of England, and he spoke of the resilience of the UK economy despite the scarring caused by Brexit and COVID-19. He believes that interest rates will need to increase further over the next few months, which is no great surprise given he voted for a 50 basis point rate hike last time out. But the longer path is harder to predict now with the new uncertainties in Ukraine. In the market, sterling fell to 135.40 against the dollar when Russia crossed into Ukraine, and we opened this morning just shy of the 136 mark, and we're up at 120 against the euro. So all in all, we're holding up okay. Over in the US, Biden made a live address to the nation. He outlined the measures against Russia following what he called the beginning of the invasion of Ukraine. The first tranche directly targets the Russian state. So sanctions will prevent Russia from raising money for state financing from Western institutions. That, of course, adds to the existing ban on US businesses dealing with firms in rebel-held regions. Similar to Boris, Biden has been accused of not going far enough, and similar to Boris, Biden countered that more sanctions would be applied should the situation deteriorate. But Germany has stepped up. They have suspended any further involvement in Nord Stream 2. That's the giant project to run a gas pipeline between Russia and Germany. But the Eurozone is probably carrying the most near-term risk, because if Russia does decide to reduce the gas flow through the existing pipeline into Germany, the effect on the Eurozone economy could be catastrophic. But Russia does need to earn the foreign exchange income from the sales of energy, so it's still a pretty delicate balance. But before any of you young Eva Bega FX brokers think about pitching Putin, trust me, I've already tried. Yes, you can get past the gatekeeper if you call before 8 a.m, or if you're lucky enough to catch her on a lunch break. But he's simply not a good prospect. He wants a huge deposit-free line, no margin call, and basically interbank pricing. I even tried to do the old stay on the phone till somebody dies or somebody buys approach, but not a good idea. Somebody actually did die. It's like he's a dictator trying to tell us the terms. No wonder all those sanctions are heading his way. Anyway, that one is going straight in the dead pool, and my power hour cold calls will be a little closer to home today. Toodaloo.
If you do not have a clue, then just tweet through and ask FX Blue.